my precious little dragons, welcome back to my channel. I am joining from the past, so hopefully if all goes according to plan, you guys are watching this in February. I'm not sure if I'll actually post on Valentine's Day or my normal Saturdays, or I don't even know if Valentine's Day falls on a Saturday this year. Who the heck knows? I don't. Looking at calendars, who does that? As you can probably tell by the title of this video, I am going to be doing blind dates with books. So, obviously, as a perpetually single person, I find my love in books. Not just romance books, just any books. Okay, I'm doing really bad at introducing this video. Point being, I wanted to kind of explore blind dates with a book, what it looked like, and kind of see what books I ended up with. And then I wanted to do kind of like a test the water sort of thing where I read at least one chapter of the book. So just sort of depending on life, I may not be able to actually fully read every single one of them. I was like, I can do at least one chapter. So I had two different ways of going about this. So one was I asked people I knew to give me a book. Basically, I'm going to turn it into a little exchange where I pick out a book for them and they pick out a book for me. So for that, I may also document like which books I'm giving people. Obviously, I'm doing this a little bit far in advance because it's November and I'm not posting this till February, but I probably will need that much time to get through the books. The other way was to get blind books through Etsy. There's a thriving blind book market on there. I was only able to get ones that had either free or very low cost shipping to Alaska. So I wasn't able to get a ton because I just wasn't, like, there was some that the shipping was like twice as much as the actual price of the book. And I was like, no, just because Alaska. So the way I chose my Etsy books is I really wanted it to be kind of random. So if it had it, like if it gave me like a genre listing option, I usually chose the one that said random or surprise me. Or if it didn't have an option for that, I like closed my eyes and I was like on my phone. So I like, you know, like flipped it up and down and then just pressed the first thing. Sometimes it would take a couple tries because I wouldn't actually press anything. But anyway, so I have my first two here that I'm going to unwrap and I'm literally just waiting for my tea. I'm taking a break from writing a term paper, so you know that's fun. Oh, hello, Aria. Say hello. Say hello. She's all sleepy because it's like 11:45 at night and she got all her zoomies out earlier. I should mention, so I am having a weird experience with the postal service. So I left my house for like, I want to say like the first time in a week and a half because COVID. And I went to go take Aria here on a puppy play date with one of my cohort mates from school. And because poor thing has not had a chance to really socialize much, and so she's scared of other dogs, so we're trying to get her socialized before she's like permanently scared of other dogs. Anyway, side the point. So I was waiting for a couple packages and two of them were my first two blind date with a book packages. And I hadn't really realized they were coming in. Like I got an email that they were out for delivery, but you know, I had set up this puppy play date in advance. When I got home, it was pretty late and I checked my email and it said everything had been delivered. Like there were 3 packages that had been delivered. One of them also included a Christmas present and they weren't there. And I was like, trying not to panic. So I was like, okay, great. So I was trying not to panic. I was like, and sometimes like things take a couple days, like even if it says it's delivered, like it might take a couple days for it to actually show up for some reason. But then I went on to the tracking information. It was like delivered, left with individual. I was like, what individual? I live alone, friends. So I have no idea what's happening with that. And I'm really, really hoping they turn up. Anxiety levels up. Anyway, so whether or not I end up with those 2 books, who knows? If I do, obviously I will record that. If not, they're lost to the universe. And I hope whoever ends up with them has fun. That's all I have. So let's start with this first package. So this came from the Etsy shop, Bound and Pasted. It's blind date with a vintage book specifically. It's wrapped all nice. It came with a little hand-cut bookmark and just a little piece of paper. So maybe I can use this to write my notes or something about the book. So it also has a wax seal on the back. I'm super excited. I know. Yeah, I don't want you touching that. You eat paper. She eats paper. She's a demon spawn. Sit. Demon spawn. So hold on, I'm gonna flip my camera so we can actually see this. Well, I guess, hold on, I'll read the information. So it's a paperback, copyrighted 1946, originally published in 1932. Child. Originally published in 1932, it's science fiction, 176 pages, and then it has a quote on it. So it says, "The liftman slammed the gates." Yeah, it's a book that I'm not gonna let you eat. A book that I'm not gonna let you eat. Now chill. Weren't you sleepy like 2 seconds ago? She's not allowed near paper. No. Go eat your donut. The liftman slammed. No, wait. She got the bookmark. No. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Hold on. Okay, I gave Demon Spawn her daily dental stick, so hopefully I can unwrap my books in peace. Life with puppy, oh my gosh. Okay, so my first blind date with a book is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Aldous Huxley's mighty novel of a soulless, streamlined Eden is the 20th century's most brilliant, profound, and terrifying evocation of the future our civilization may be creating. Brave New World is Huxley's prophetic vision of natural man in an unnatural world, where freedom lies dead and all our concepts of mortality are forgotten. An open-eyed, shocking look at a frighteningly possible tomorrow. So again, this was originally published in the 1930s, so I think it should be interesting. Okay, so I'm going to give this one a try. I'm very excited, and I'm going to put it back with its package. All right, the next one I got is from, this one doesn't tell me the shop name on the package, so I will look it up like on my emails and I will put it here. So this one also got the whole tweed and seal coming on. It's got this little with love packaging. So this one I got is a medieval heroine tale. It says, steal from the rich and give to the poor, romance, Swan Lake, action, and betrayal. And then this one came with a little Boss Babe sticker. And then Starbucks Via Instant Very Very Hibiscus refresher. So that'll be fun. And chamomile, honey, and vanilla tea. So that's fun. Can't wait to have those. Alright, so my next blind date with a book is The Huntress of Thornbeck Forest by Melanie Dickerson. So this one, I'll read the synopsis on the back.
A beautiful maiden who poaches to feed the poor. A handsome forester on a mission to catch her. Danger and love are about to unite in Thornbeck Forest. The Margrave owns the finest hunting grounds for miles around, and Odette Minkles spends her nights poaching his deer to feed the hungry orphans of Thornbeck. By day, Odette is a simple maiden who teaches children to read, but by night this young beauty has become the secret lifeline to the poorest of the poor. For Jorgen Hartmann, the Margrave's forester tracking down a poacher is a duty he is all too willing to perform. Jorgen inherited his post from the man who raised him, a man who was murdered at the hands of a poacher. When Jorgen and Odette meet at the Midsummer Festival and share a connection during a dance, neither has any idea that they are already adversaries. The one man she wants is bound by duty to capture her. The one woman he loves is his cunning target. What becomes of a forester who protects a notorious poacher? What becomes of a poacher when she's finally discovered?
Okay, so that's my second book. Okay, so thoughts. I'm thinking that poacher one sounds like it's more up my alley because it sounds like this kind of blend of like Robin Hood, almost enemies to lovers situation, and I think it has the potential to be really interesting. So I think I'm definitely gonna like that one. Like, as long as it's written well, I think I'm gonna like that one. I'm a little less sure about the Huxley one, Brave New World. I'm a little less sure about that one. Just because, even though it's like science fiction, it says like a utopian society, like what it could be, and it sounds like it might be getting into that kind of like almost dystopian kind of scenario where it's like everything's actually kind of scary, like, but at the same, well, maybe not. Hold on, let me reread that. Future our civilization may be creating. Where freedom lies dead, all our concepts of morality are forgotten. Okay, yeah. Frightening look at tomorrow. So that seems like it's more going the dystopian route, even though it's like the utopia that's not perfect, which is pretty much every dystopian, except the thing that makes me think I might not hate it is just that it's a little bit older. So like maybe, I don't know. That could make it worse or it could make it better. I just don't know with that one. I have no idea what I'm going to think. And the reason, if you're new around here and you haven't heard this rant before, I do not like dystopian. It kind of tends to spike my anxiety. One of the things for me that tends to make it worse is that whole kind of concept, like worrying about the future, like, or especially like generalized worries about the future. So books that kind of deal with that kind of speculative dystopian, like we could be heading here. Oh no, like that does not mesh well with my specific anxieties. It just spikes straight up. And I'm a lot better than I used to be. Like when my anxiety was at its peak, I might be worried even like to pick that book up because it might just like spike everything and make me really not in a good headspace. But I mean, I'm doing pretty well right now, so I'm not too concerned about it actually making a major difference in my frame of mind, but it's just something that I know just doesn't tend to work for me, so I tend to avoid it. So I'm a little bit worried about how that one's gonna go. So that one I'm interested in solely because I don't know what my opinions will be on it. The other one I'm interested in because I'm pretty sure I will like it. That's about all I have for now. I have a term paper to write and my tea is done steeping. So you guys get to go straight and see the next clip of whatever book I've got next. All right, I am back with my next two. I still have not received my ones that got mysteriously lost in the mail. May or may not end up with those. We'll see. I contacted the sellers and I was like, I realize it's totally not your fault that they didn't show up. I contacted the post office. I don't know what happened with it. If you want to reship it, that's awesome. If you don't, I totally understand, because I mean, honestly, it sucks for me, but it also sucks for them because they're small businesses. So one said she didn't have another fiction book to replace it with at the moment, but if it didn't show up by the time she got a new fiction book, she would send one to me, and the other one said she's gonna like kind of look into stuff. So totally fine. If I end up with those, all good. If I don't. This one is from Orange Chair Classics. It's got the nice orange package. So I have my, ooh, this came with stickers. Gotta love stickers. I read because I chair. Interesting. Oh, and it's got like it's got an orange chair. I like that. I can put those somewhere. Okay. Mystery Mysteries from Agatha Christie. I love the handwriting on this. I think that's handwritten. Covert Classics, got a little bit of wax. All right, so that one included 2 books, which I didn't expect. That's awesome. Okay, so I got, these are both Agatha Christie mysteries, and I got the Postern of Fate and The Secret of Chimneys. So I actually haven't heard of either of these. So let's go ahead and read the synopses. In this ingenious Agatha Christie tale, Anthony Cade, master of intrigue and adventures, caught up in a mysterious web of assassination, blackmail, and double-cross. Among the clues, or could they be red herrings, are stolen love letters, a precious manuscript, a revolutionary group called the Comrades of the Red Hand, and a fabulous jewel which holds the key to a sinister international conspiracy. Alright. The Postern of Fate. Mary Jordan did not die naturally. Underlined words in an old children's book spell out a chilling message from the path. Who was Mary Jordan? Who wrote the message? How did poor Mary die? Tuppence and Tommy Beresford rummaged through the leavings in their new home, unearthing singular evidence of murder, espionage, concealed in children's toys, secreted in furniture, and coded in books. They then plumbed the minds of the aged pensioners who are the last living contacts with a long-ago incident that shook the sleepy English village of Holloquay to its roots. An incident whose deadly legacy will threaten Tuppence and Tommy's future if they dare solve the mystery of Mary Jordan's unnatural demise. Alright, so I think between the 2 of these, I'm predicting that I'll like Postern of Fate better, but I do like mysteries just in general, so I'd probably like both of them, but just based on genre, I think I might like the more like uncovering the mystery of the sleepy English village a little bit better than the maybe more espionage-y one, although espionage can be fun. Not saying from personal experience or anything. Alright, let's check out a blind book date number 4. Alright, so this one is from the Laguna Island shop. It's super cute. Like the tag actually has like a little like hand-painted flowers on it, so that's so cute. Let's open it up and see what's in it. Okay, so this one is interesting because it's The Deathstalker Rebellion by Simon R. Green. And this is a sequel to a book called Deathstalker, which I have not read. So this one will be interesting because I don't know how much the sequel relies on knowledge of the original, but it's a blind date with a book. So I am not going to read anything about the original. I am just going to go into this and hope it works. Let's read the synopsis, shall we?
Rebel defiant, Owen Deathstalker, outlawed with a price on his head and a mighty warrior lineage in his veins, had no choice but to embrace the destiny that befell him. With nothing to lose, only he had the courage to take sword and energy, gun against Queen Lionstone, the 15th.
Roman numerals.
Now, as he gathers his unlikely force, the legendary washed-up hero Jack Random, the beautiful pirate Hazel Diarc, and the original Deathstalker long since presumed dead, and the alien Haydenman, whose purposes no human can discern. The eyes of the downtrodden are upon him, while the freedom of a galaxy awaits.
Okay, so, wait, what are you? So let's see, so if I just look at this cover, I see a guy who looks like he popped out of medieval times with swords and stuff, facing off against like futuristic looking guys with like futuristic looking guns. So this seems like a sci fantasy where they took a traditional sci-fi and melded it with a fantasy and like smushed them together. So I like both genres. I have no idea what's going to happen just because this is a sequel to something I haven't read. All right, my next mystery book came in, or blind date with a book. So this one is from Tuesday Club & Co., also on Etsy. So let's go ahead and open it. Okay, so I got the Great Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I do already have the complete collection of Sherlock Holmes, and I already know I enjoy it, so this is already bound to be a slam dunk. 12 of the most exciting adventures of Sherlock Holmes and his faithful assistant, Dr. Watson, are included in this collection. Generations of readers have marveled at the extraordinary powers of deduction of the master detective, and his fame seems to mount with the passing years. This particular copy, more than 80 years. So what year is this from? 70s. Right. My next blind date with book came in. It is from the Etsy shop Troll Named Youper. And so this one actually has some stuff on the front to sort of tell you what it's supposed to be. So this one is a coming-of-age novel. It is a young adult, Michael L. Print Award. Has themes of meaning, grief, hope, and young adult relationships. It's a mystery. New York Times best-selling author, 221 pages. Let's open her up. All right, I got Looking for Alaska by John Green. So that's not what I was expecting, but does make sense. So, you know, given the description. So, as always, I will read the synopsis. Before, Miles Pudge Halter's whole existence has been one big non-event, and his obsession with famous last words has only made him crave the great perhaps. Francois Rabelais, poet. Rabelais, poet, even more. He heads off to the sometimes crazy, possibly unstable, and anything but boring world of Culver Creek boarding school, and his life becomes the opposite of safe, because down the hall is Alaska Young, the gorgeous, clever, funny, sexy, self-destructive, screwed up, and utterly fascinating Alaska Young, who is an event unto herself. She pulls Pudge into her world and launches him into the great perhaps, and steals his heart. After, nothing is ever the same. So, my prediction for this one is, I don't know. I was kind of, like, during the whole The Fault in Our Stars craze, like way back when, I was okay with it. Yes, that was an intentional choice of words. Like, it was all right. John Green's writing style, it's all right. It doesn't quite mesh with me, but I also don't hate it. It just kind of exists. So I'm a little iffy on what this one's gonna look like for me, but I do remember all of the hype that surrounded it. I feel like I remember people talking about like mental health representation in this book, which obviously, given my field of choice, I am interested in. So if that is the case, I would definitely be looking at this with a much more critical eye. I tend to be very, very careful with mental health representation in books. So I'm curious to know what this one will hold. So we will read the first chapter and see. Anyway, so this is from the Book Nook Corp. So let's go ahead and open it. So my book is Marley and Me by John Grogan. I almost said Gorgon. Comes with a little bookmark and the caramel apple pop, which, yes. Anyway, but I have never actually read Marley and Me. I have heard people talk about the movie, and whenever they talk about it with tears. So I am not emotionally prepared for this book yet. However, I will read it. But I love, like, this is a nice book. I mean, it's really well bound. It's in pristine condition. It is an illustrated version, it said, but when it said illustrated, it just meant like there's lots of like photos of Marley. Hold on, I'll see if I can find one. I think there's photos. So cute. I have a feeling that I will enjoy it, but if I make it to the end, I have a feeling I will be sad because I don't like it when the dog dies. I don't do well with that. So anyway, I'm excited about that one. That was a good one. Alright, so my next blind date with a book has come in. It is from the Etsy shop Clearing the Bookshelf. Hi. Yeah, it's a book. You're not allowed to eat those. Thank you. I got this cute little note. So it says, Callista, thank you so much for purchasing a YA blind date with a book from my shop. This book has a 3.41 rating on Goodreads, and this is so cute. For the latest in book news and reviews, please follow along on Instagram. So if you feel like following Clearing the Bookshelf on Instagram, go ahead and let's open this book. Alright, so the book that I got is Better Off Famous. I also got a little hot chocolate packet, which is awesome. So let's read the back of this book.
Fame is awesome, right? Partying every night at the hottest clubs, hanging with the coolest stars, having your picture in every magazine? Yeah, that's what Annie Hoffman thought too, until she became a celebrity. All Annie ever wanted for her 16th birthday was a driver's license and a spot at Juilliard's prestigious high school violin program. Well, she got neither. But as luck would have it, a casting director for the fall's hottest new television show happens to be at the Juilliard auditions, and Annie wows him. He thinks her look is exactly what his show, a teen soap set at a posh New York school, has been missing. And just like that, Annie gets cast as the naive new girl, and her life is turned upside down. Sure, the perks are great, the wardrobe is awesome, and her tutor is a super hot genius. But being stalked all day and night by paparazzi out to catch her in her worst light, not so fun. Can Annie learn to balance her life and her partying before the press and the public write her off for good?
Alright, so it seems like a short, fun little YA. Interested. I don't have a ton of predictions. It just depends on the writing style and quality, but seems enjoyable. Alright, my next book came in, and actually this is one of the ones that got like stolen. The Etsy store was gracious enough to resend a book. It isn't the same book, but was gracious enough to resend a book, and it just came in. So let's check it out and see what it is. Oh, and this is from the Etsy store, Let's Be Naughty. Let's see what it is. It's The Princess Bride. I'm actually so excited about this because I don't own The Princess Bride yet, and I keep meaning to get it and keep not getting it. So this is absolutely perfect. So as I've been doing with the others, I will go ahead and read the back, although I'm pretty sure you probably already know the plot, but whatever. So it's The Princess Bride by William Goldman. As Florin and Gilder teeter on the verge of war, the reluctant Princess Buttercup is devastated by the loss of her true love, kidnapped by a mercenary and his henchmen, rescued by a pirate, forced to marry Prince Humperdinck, and rescued once again by the very crew who absconded her in the first place. In the course of this dazzling adventure, she'll meet Vincini, the criminal philosopher who will do anything for a bag of gold, Fezzik, the gentle giant, Inigo, the Spaniard whose steel thirsts for revenge, and Count Rugen, the evil mastermind behind it all. Foiling all their plans and jumping into their stories is Wesley, Princess Buttercup's one true love and a very good friend of a dangerous pirate. I'm so excited about this one. Yay! Next! Happy Inauguration Day! Yay! Anyway, I just couldn't watch any more TV, so I just needed to read a physical book, and I was like, hey, there's 2 blind date books I haven't talked about yet, and that's because they were in the mail, because I got them over break, and I sent a package home with some of my stuff, so they just got in a couple days ago, and I hadn't had a chance to film yet. Anyway, my dear, lovely, wonderful friend Andy also participated in my blind date with a book. So I gave him Steep and Thorny Way by Kat Winters, which I feel like I've talked about a ridiculous amount on this channel, so I'm not going to talk about it much more, but I do have a book look up there if you're interested. And he gave me 2 books. I think one was supposed to be just a book, and the other one was the actual blind date with a book, and I can't remember which one was which. I think maybe it was Ninth House. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Ninth House is the one with the note, so I think this is the primary one, but this is the book Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Very popular book. It's been on my TBR for a while. So I'm going to read the back for you. Galaxy Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class. Raised in the Los Angeles hinterlands by a hippie mom, Alex dropped out of school early and into a world of shady drug dealer boyfriends, dead-end jobs, and much, much worse. In fact, by age 20, she is the sole survivor of a horrific, unsolved multiple homicide. Some might say she's thrown her life away. But at her hospital bedside, Alex is offered a second chance to attend one of the world's most prestigious universities on a full ride. What's the catch? And why her? Still searching for answers, Alex arrives in New Haven, tasked by her mysterious benefactors with monitoring the activities of Yale's secret societies. Their 8 windowless tombs are the well-known haunts of the rich and powerful, from high-ranking politicos to Wall Street's biggest players, but their occult activities are more sinister and more extraordinary than any paranoid imagination might conceive. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. Okay, so this one's been on my TBR for a while, and it's dark academia, which is up my alley. Love mysteries, and I don't think I've heard a bad thing about this one, so I'm excited. The other one is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Greece in the Age of Heroes. Patroclus, an awkward young prince, has been exiled to the court of King Peleus and his perfect son Achilles. Despite their differences, Achilles befriends the shamed prince and they grow into young men skilled in the arts of war and medicine. Their bond blossoms into something deeper, despite the displeasure of Achilles' mother Thetis, a cruel sea goddess. But when the word comes that Helen of Sparta has been kidnapped, Achilles must go to war in distant Troy and fulfill his destiny. Torn between love and fear for his friend, Patroclus goes with him, little knowing that the years that follow will test everything they hold dear. So, this one, again, Greek mythology retelling, so up my alley. I'm ready for it. All right. I'm literally so embarrassed about this. I have no idea what happened to the video. I took a video of the book my friend Bethany gave me while I was on winter break, and I can't find it. It's like nowhere. It's like it didn't exist. I distinctly remember recording it. So, the blind date with a book that my friend Bethany gave me is Forevermore by Cathy Marie Hake. I gave her the book Princess Academy by Shannon Hale, so neither of us had ever heard of the other one's books. So I very much look forward to finishing this one and discussing it with my friend. So without further ado, let's read the back. There's no one quite like Hope Ladley, a veritable dandelion in the wind. She blows from one farm to the next, roaming the Texas countryside as an itinerant cook. When she rides her mule Hattie onto the Stauffer farm, Hope knows this is the place Lord wants her to be. Jacob Stauffer, though grateful for a cook to assist his pregnant sister and young daughter through harvest, is baffled by Hope's unconventional methods as she gets things done around the farm. Yet he can't deny the way her sunny disposition and unstinting love make changes of a different kind, even within his own heart. When harvest is over, will Hope return to her wandering ways, or embrace the dream of forevermore? Anyway, so that's this one. Alright. So, I originally was going to have all of this in one video, but it was just too long. It was too much. So I'm splitting it. So you guys are going to get this section on February 13th, or Happy Galentine's Day, I guess. And you'll get the second part of the video where I actually read all my blind date with the books. Well, the first chapters. In part 2, which will be posted on actual Valentine's Day. So that's pretty much all I have for this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay magic, keep reading, I love you all so much, and click to see part 2.